last year to get rid of a whole bunch of junk. I just say it to you, every once in a while, and then once a year kids pick up. And that flyer is in on our doorstep. There is things on December 26th. So I put everything out there. I say, yeah.
Shabbat Shalom. Woo, that's loud.
Where's the tech person? Turn it down.
Do you tell? Is that if you explain to me what
Well, yeah, so anything.
Eric is the door to the office.
So I had stickers on it.
Yeah. I have to go in and get one too.
So,
Let's try that again. Shabbat Shalom. Let's see if we can make this a little bit more reasonable, or I can just whisper it the entire time. We could try that. Well, while we wait for the technology to catch up to us.
Eric?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mary, what are you doing here? Mary? Excuse me, Mary, you're supposed to be the leader. Oh, so it's gonna be separate.
Can do that.
Somebody has to be a yes, so I keep looking.
Welcome. That I can't do. Somebody up front, calm. I am not being able to turn down this sound. Well, if this fails, I have a backup plan, but we'll see. It's just very loud, but it's okay. You'll have to listen to me singing loudly. Yeah. I could dance, but you can't see me. All right. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year. Just wanted to say that as we move tonight from regular mundane space, which is what the first part of our service does, and into sacred space, which is what the second part of our service does. Let's think about that transition. Our transitions from last year to this year, our hopes for the new year, our regrets from the past year, perhaps, and our rejoicing from the last year. Because, of course, many wonderful things happened, and many wonderful things will happen in the next year. But for now, let's just rejoice in being together on page 128. Hine matov, hine matov umanaim, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine matov umanaim, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov. Ay, 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 ay. Hine matov, hine matov. Welcome. Ay, 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 ay. Hine matov umanaim, shevet ahim gam yachad. Hine matov umanaim, shevet ahim gam yachad. I'd like to invite CJ up to light the candle. CJ, can you hear me? Oh, CJ. Kara, could you go grab her? She was in here a minute ago. I see her jacket. She's tonight's Oneg sponsor. We'll be on page 120 when we get there. Deliberately slowing things down to give more people a chance to get here. She was here. Okay, would you like to come up and light the candles? In CJ's name, come on up. Thank you. Maybe she forgot something in her car and had to go get it. Don't know. So we are on page 120. You can read either of these English blessings. And
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
CJ, why don't you come up and participate with the candle lighting?
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Come up. Come up. Maybe I needed your help.
Great.
Striker there? The red shooter?
CJ, I think they can't.
Isn't there a gun there? Like
No.
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 Maybe it wants you, apparently.
That's probably what. It's calling to you.
It needs you to light that, apparently.
These are strike anywhere matches. Back in the day, I could do them on my jeans.
We're supposed to bring the starter, the shooter out. I've made them so safe.
Maybe it's a small box.
Go to Perry's and get matches.
Get a lighter.
Dampness.
Yeah, it might be.
Do you know where the shooter is in the kitchen? I'll go check it.
Oh, there you go. Good job. Okay, now everybody come around this side so they can see on the camera.
Everybody, please.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'chadmei shel Shabbat. Amen.
Want to read one of these? CJ, would you like to talk about who you're dedicating your own night to?
Were either of these just
Either of
read?
those, yeah.
Both of them were just read?
No, either. Go ahead.
Our source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the wonder we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offering of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. The last time I did an Oneg was evidently very close to Hanukkah because I spoke about my Aunt Rose then. Your side is the fourth light. On her 80th birthday, she gave a speech about her family's immigration that my father recorded. And I won't recite the whole thing for you, but my mother's mother was born in Lithuania. Her mother died in childbirth. And as was usual in European communities, when there was a sister who wasn't married of the deceased mother, that woman married the widower. So that sister, my bubby's aunt, married her father. And she wasn't a very nice person. And my bubby was nervous from the household. And so the father asked the rabbi, what can we do? She has breathing problems and all this stuff. And the rabbi says, she needs an ocean voyage. Well, these people were dirt poor in Lithuania. And they had cousins, the Spetners and the Raskuses, who had moved to America, and they were Orthodox and they were banging out kids. You should excuse me. And they needed an au pair. So at 12, my bubby was shipped to America to take care of this growing number of children. The Raskuses had a business. They went around with a cart, rags, bones, and bottles. And they then wound up with so many kids, they bought a cow. And my bubby was milking the cow. The milk business was so good, they started the Raskus Dairy in St. Louis. And if you look up Raskus, R-A-S-K-A-S, on the web, you'll find that my bubby milked like 22 cows. And then they married her off to a man from Minsk who came to America without his wife because his wife didn't want to leave her mother. And my bubby banged out 11 children. The third or fourth of which was my Aunt Rose. And she had so much work. She and her other sister, older sister, had so much work taking care of the little ones who came after them that she decided not to have any children, but she came to our house every Friday night. And then on Saturdays, she and her husband would pick up my sister and me and take us to their clubhouse in the country because they had more money because they had no kids. She was a wonderful person. And she lived to be nearly 90. And I remember her fondly, regularly. She's one of the few people whose pictures I have out in my living room.
Wonderful,
So
thank
Rose
you.
Berenbaum.
Joan, do you want to do the Kiddush? Page 123. The wine, you should excuse the term, is there.
Okay. It's the first time I did it. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Borei
Pri
hagafen.
hagafen. Amen.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. Grab, pick up the cup.
Okay. Sorry.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, ve'ratzat banu, ve'shabbat kodsho, ve'ahava u'ratzon hinkaltanu, zikaron lema'aseh ve'reshit. I knew you knew it. V'hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu vecharta ve'atanu kidashta mikol amim ve'shabbat kodecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hinkaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh Hashem lovely, isn't
It's great.
it? Thank you so much. It's a co-op.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Tanya, you want to come up? Do an English reading? Page 124. I have it here if you want. Right here.
May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straight feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfness, and harshness. May the synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Okay, page 138. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamur v'zachor v'dbor echad, Hishmianu el hamichad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'teret v'idla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lihu v'nelcha, ki mekor havrucha, mirosh mekerem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'mach b'shavat b'tila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, Kiva orechu mi uri shir daberi, kavod Adonai alich nigila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the door for verse 9. Boi v'shalom hateret bala, gam b'simcha u'sohola, tohu m'nei am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi, hands in the air. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Thank you. We may be seated. Bottom of page 143. It's a quote by Lawrence Kushner. And so we understand that ordinary people are messengers of the Most High. They go about their tasks in holy anonymity, often even unknown to themselves. And yet, if they had not been there, if they had not said what they said or did what they did, it would not be the way it is now. We would not be the way we are now. Never forget that you too, yourself, may be a messenger, perhaps even one whose errand extends over several lifetimes. 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei HaMalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem l'shalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech, Malachei hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barhuni l'shalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech, Malachei hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzechem l'shalom, Malachei hashalom, Malachei elyon. Mi melech, Malachei hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we come to the Chetzi Kaddish. This is the first transition. Create a sacred space by lighting the candles, singing these songs, coming together. Yitkada ve'yitkada shemei rabba ve'alma divrach urete ve'imlik malchute ve'hayehon uv'mehon u'chaye be'kol beit Yisrael bad gala uvizman kariv ve'yimeru amen. Yesh me rabba mevorach le'alam me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitmanan v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei l'kudesha brichu le'elam imkor rata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. There is one who sings the song of his own life, page 147, finding everything within himself. There's one who leaves the circle of her life and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Nevarech, let us bless. And so we come to the Barhu on page 146. Baruch hu et Adonai, Amevorach. Baruch Adonai, Amevorach, Amevorach, Leolam Amen. Be seated. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. Page 149. Mary, you want to come up? Want to come up? Yeah. This is an hour.
Okay. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Should we draw back or cross over? Where should our hearts turn? Should we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Should we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
So we are going to go straight from the Ahavat Olam into the Shema. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to ask you come up and get ready. And then if you are someone who stands for the Shema, I'm going to ask you to stand now for the Ahava. And if you are someone who sits, then I'm going to ask you to stay seated for the Shema. All right? Because the tradition is strongest that whatever position you are in when you get to the Shema, that's how you should be when you do the Shema. Right? Ahavat Olam, you need help. Beit Israel Amchavta. Here. Ora u'mitzvot u'kim mishpatim otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu v'chochenu u'kumenu nasiach bechukacha v'nishmach b'divrei Toratecha u'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed ki hem hayenu ve'orech yameinu uvachem nege yomam ve'layla ve'avtacha tasir mimenu le'omanim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Israel.
Shema Yisrael
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. There you go. Okay, we'll do it together. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha ve'kol levacha uve'kol nefshecha uve'kol meodecha ve'hayu advarim ha'elef asher anochi mitzvah hayom al levavecha Veshinatam v'necha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'techa uflechtecha b'derech ufshavtecha ukumecha ukshartam liot aviadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Uftaptam al mezuzot betecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru ve'asitem kol mitzvotai ve'hitem kadoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzietechem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lechem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem. Now, do you want to read an English one? Okay. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart. You may be seated. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day and impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a sign on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And thus you shall remember to observe all of my commandments, to be holy to your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. So I want to do the next one responsively on page 158. It's the English below Michamocha. Who is like you, O God, among the gods who are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, and working wonders? The sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Israel. Okay, now. Mihi kamohu kabalim Adonai, Mihi kamohu nedar bakodesh, Norati loto sefele, Norati loto sefele, Malchutecha ra'u v'necha, Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai imlok le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov, u'lo miyad hazak memenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Israel. In case you were wondering what you were singing, that's what you were singing. Um, Let there be love and understanding among us. Page 161. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporesh sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'al Yerushalayim. We are a people, 163, we are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. And so now we reach the high point of our service. This first prayer is a plea to God to help us to pray. As I've said from here before, it's not always easy to pray. Life's hard. Life distracts us from God, from spirituality, from our inner selves. And so this first is a prayer to God to open up our lips so that we can pray. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elahei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah El HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר עצי אבות ואמות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו ואהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב ויושיע. Mashiach Ruach Ubaridat Hashem. Thank God for rain. Mechahel Hayim Bechesed. Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim. Somech Noflim Bevorpeh Holim. Umatir Hasurim. Umechayen Emunato. Lishenei Afar. Mi chamocha b'alivos, umido melach, melech meni u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata le'otato, baruch ata Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Ata kadosh, ata kadosh, U'kodashim mikol yom halelu sera, baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We'll continue with the words on the page of the words in your heart until page 180. Ose shalom bimromav. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. Ve'al nu imru amen. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. Shalom aleinu. El kol Israel. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. Shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Israel. And so at this high moment of the service, we turn to the Mishaberach on page 371. I will read the names of those in our community and then ask you to add the names that you are holding in your heart. Elaine Kaufman, Joyce Salinas, Svetlana Lozovic, Jean-Pierre Chalouche, Samantha Chalouche, Ivy Lechman, Stacy Roberts Orr, Rita Bregman, Susan Winsberg, Mary Gold, Laura Levy, Tina Gross, Myra Litvak, Karen Harris, Doris Marks, Don Kohlberg, Tom Miller. Is there anyone?
Jane Cassidy, Carol Rosen, Carol Peters, Jenny Marston.
Joyce Helfand and Arthur Strimling. So page 371. Misheberach Avoteinu Mechor Havracha Mimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mechor havracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And with that, it is my great pleasure to bring up Beverly Blatt to do our Dvar Torah.
Shabbat Shalom. This week's portion is Vayachi, Jacob lived, and it is the closing parsha in Genesis. And I don't know about the rest of you, but Genesis has always been very difficult for me to think of as our founding story with all those dysfunctional families and all the stuff that goes on. It's incredible. At any rate, this is a tightly packed parsha. There's so much in it. Jacob prepares for death and makes Joseph promise to bury him in the family tomb in Machpelah, which means going back to Canaan. Then Joseph returns to his father with his sons Manasseh and Ephraim, and Jacob claims his grandchildren as his own sons, which kind of adds them to the 12 tribes, and gives them his blessing, the younger first. Jacob gathers all his sons for the last time to bless them and request from all of them to keep the promise to take his body back to Canaan for burial in the family tomb. Then they have his funeral in Egypt and burial in Canaan, and Joseph and his brothers come back to Egypt. So that's kind of a precursor to the Exodus, a preliminary, but they go back to Egypt, and the true Exodus comes in the next book. Then we have Joseph's death and burial in Egypt, and he also requests that when they leave in the future, that they will take his bones with them back and put them in the family tomb as well. So, trying to decide which of all these things to concentrate on, I looked at the URJ website, and Rabbi Dara Lithwick suggested that the recurring theme in Genesis is sibling rivalry, and with the younger son supplanting the firstborn. The dilemma is resolved in this parsha when Joseph and his brothers are reconciled. Joseph tells them, "I knew you meant me harm by selling me into slavery, but it all ended well because it was God's plan. If you hadn't done what you did, then it would be full of messing with God's plan. And if brothers can't live together in peace, how can nations live together in peace? And if nations can't live together in peace, how will humanity survive?" She asks. The reconciliation of Jacob's sons allows the story to move forward, and the sons of Israel become a nation and not just a family. But why favor Ephraim over his older brother Manasseh when there's really no indication of any rivalry or animosity between the two boys? Rabbi Sachs and many others attribute it to the meanings of their names. Joseph named his firstborn Manasseh, which meant forgetting all the troubles of my past. When the second son is born, Joseph named him Ephraim, which means fruitful in the land of my affliction. This recognition that one can triumph over tribulations is to be valued more than forgetting the past. Jacob's final blessings to each son contains some harsh criticism of their past behavior. Reuben, the firstborn, is called licentious. Simeon and Levi, the second and third born, are called partners in violence over their slaughter of the residents of Shechem after their sister Dinah was, in their eyes, dishonored. So how can this disparagement be considered a blessing? By pointing out good and bad behavior, the guilty ones can accept constructive criticism and alter their behavior. Criticism of the faults is not of the faults and not the person can lead to positive change. This is fundamental to Jewish belief. We can't undo the past bad behavior, but we can create a better future by making better choices. The prayer we say on Yom Kippur, Unatana Tokef, encapsulates this belief. On Rosh Hashanah it is written, and on Yom Kippur it is sealed, who will live and who will die. But teshuvah, prayer, and charity can avert the evil decree. When we can't predict the future, we can make it better by our choices. I think it's quite appropriate to consider on the second day of a new calendar year when New Year's resolutions may or may not be kept. This morning in the Alameda Journal, Mayor Ashcraft in her column quoted the New York Times Well newsletter, which suggested that instead of resolutions, ask yourself these questions. What made me feel the most joyful and carefree? What gave me energy or drained it? What habits, if done more consistently, would improve my life? The past is behind me. How can I make the future better? Shabbat Shalom.
It's a difficult theology, but the belief is that even when things are bad, and I thought of your story, CJ, of your family, that there can be a good outcome. You could end up founding a dairy, even though you didn't want to. All right, so we move now to the Aleinu on page 586. Is there anyone commemorating a yard site tonight? Come on up. Okay. Please rise. Aleinu shebeach ladon hakol latet gdula l'kser bereshit shelo asanu k'gilei haratzot velo samanu kishmekot adama shelo samtachenu tachem v'dor aleinu techol hamonam אנחנו קוראים ומתחדים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Please be seated. You want to do a reading?
Sure.
As we leave the old year behind and we go into the new year, I thought this was a poignant poem on page 594, number 5.
It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me. Your love once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing to love, what death has touched. And now I'm going to read my favorite of these prayers. There are stars up above, so far away, we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember.
Thank you. Okay, so who is our board rep tonight? This says CJ is, but you just walked all the way back there. Don't mean to make you walk back. Sorry about that. They do have a script here also for you. If you want. Okay.
Shabbat Shalom out there in the ether, and here came to show. You're going to miss a great oneg out there. I want to thank Eric Strimling, our leader, and Beverly Blatt for the drush. And I want to thank Mary for filling in for Jerry and all the other people who couldn't make it, who are sick, to be our greeter. And thanking me for the oneg in memory of my mother's sisters and primarily Aunt Sir Rose. There will be a lay-led Torah tomorrow morning at 9:30. And there is no religious school. There is a library drop-in from 2 to 4 on Sunday. The Social Justice Committee meeting is at 7 on Tuesday. All are welcome. And on Thursday, January 8th, is the Ritual Practices Committee meeting. I'm sure people are welcome there also. It's very important that you know that our annual coat drive starts Sunday, January 11th. The coats will be brought here, new or gently used, and put on the rack in the lobby, and then we will take care to have them delivered to the appropriate places. There will be a service with, the leader will be Rabbinic student Saul Kay. The greeter will be Skip, and the board rep will be Lee Harris. The ONEG will be sponsored by the board of directors, so bring your appetites. That will be Friday, the 16th, 7 o'clock. New member Kabbalat Shabbat service, 7 o'clock, not 7:30 on January 16th. It's a very special Shabbat service, and the board invites everybody to come and help welcome our new members. Shabbat Shalom. And Happy New Year.
All right, now I invite you to rise for the Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Tome. And page 598. Yitkadal leYitkadash Shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach v'tei lik mafutei ve'heyon ve'umechon ve'hei ve'kol beit Yisrael va'avalal uzman kari ve'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mehora ve'alam amai almai. Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitba'ar ve'yitman ve'yitnaseh Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei, Grisha, Brifu, Le'ela, Mikor, Virata, V'tirata, Tush, V'tata, V'nechanata, V'amiran, V'nama, V'imru, Amen. Yehesh, Nama, Rabba, Min, Shemai. V'hayim, Aleinu, V'al Israel, V'imru, Amen. Osei, Shalom, V'imruman. Uri, Asei, Shalom. Aleinu, V'al Israel. Amen. You seated? Okay, now we're going to go back to page 178 and start all over again. And I am going to invite all of you to please come up here with me and sing together this final song as we bring in the new year. So please come on up. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come around. I don't bite hard.
Oh.
Okay, just gather around the table.
Okay,
You don't have to all be around. We can all face each other.
yeah.
I thought we faced the camera.
Well, some, yeah.
They'll see us.
Okay, page 178.
Okay.
Shalom Rahav al Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Kriyatahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Kriyatahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rachav al Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rachav al Israel Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levad ישראל, בכל עת וכל שעה, בשלומך. Shalom Rahav al Israel Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Israel Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. And bottom Baruch Adonai Amvorech et Amo Israel Beshalom. May it be for the full year.
Amen.
Amen.
Am I over?
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wait.
Yes.
Okay, I want to say next week, me, Lila Kaufman, and Skip are leading a service together,
Oh,
and it's gonna be super fun. And the
It is.
ONEG is hosted by Lila's parents and my parents. So it's gonna be super good.
good.
Bring your
There's gonna be some good
appetite.
pies there.
Oh, good pies. All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Let's just put it back in the pew.
Yeah.
Was it already there?
It was? Oh.
Yeah, just put it on the pew. It's fine.